This is not a car that needs any introduction, and when Nissan first gave us the Qashqai 10 years ago, not even they could have predicted what a huge success it would become. That success started a chain of events which saw the crossover take over from the hatchback as the family car of choice. And it wasn't long before every other competitor had their own equivalent, offering the good looks and road presence of an SUV, minus the high running costs and crimes against the environment. The Qashqai still remains the name most closely associated with the class, but with an endless supply of exciting new competitors, does it still deserve to be the benchmark against which all other crossovers must measure themselves? Let's see, shall we? Trendy SUV image aside, the main draw for the Qashqai and its kind is the extra practicality it offers over a normal hatchback. The extra height means more headroom for all on board, and the higher ride height makes it very easy to get in and out of. You also get extra boot space. This one measures in at 430 litres, which is by no means the largest in the class anymore, but it is quite thoughtfully designed with a handy false floor and a completely flat load area when you fold the rear seats down. Here in the back, it hasn't gotten any smaller since the last time we sat into it, but perhaps it's just that new arrivals like the Kia Sportage and Seat Ateca are making it seem a little bit less spacious than it once was. That said, there's still plenty of room for 2 adults, 3 at a push, but just not for very long. And on the family-friendly side, it's got 2 sets of anchors for child seats. Interior quality is another area where we once would have said, great. It's a simple layout with a durable feel and a setup that feels instantly familiar. But again, new contenders, most notably the new Peugeot 3008, are showing exactly what's possible with a cabin within this budget. And if we're honest, it makes this look a little bit lackluster. Same goes for the infotainment. Again, very simple to use, highly functional, but with slightly underwhelming graphics compared to what, say, Skoda are offering. My final gripe, before I move on to the good news, which there is plenty of, I promise, is the finish of this central storage area. While the dash at least looks smart and is soft to the touch, the plastics used down here are a little bit hard and scratchy. And it's a shame because it's used to house the controls of some pretty luxurious features, like heated seats. And it's also in stark contrast to the seats themselves, which are now available in this gorgeous watch strap leather. Those are features of this top-spec SVE model, along with 19-inch alloy wheels, some impressive safety kit, and one of the best parking assistance systems I have ever used. The bird's eye around view monitor allows you to see exactly what's around you in every direction, making stressful parking situations a thing of the past. But if you don't want to splash out for that, equipment levels are reasonably generous from the ground up. All models come with Bluetooth, cruise control and air conditioning as standard, although most will be tempted into the mid-spec SV, which adds alloy wheels, dual-zone climate control and automatic lights and wipers. You can also add an optional safety pack, which will add things like lane departure warning, traffic sign recognition and automatic high beam adjustment. But even without that pack, the Qashqai still retains its full 5-star Euro NCAP rating. Out on the road is where the Qashqai really starts to excel. Not because it sends shivers down your spine, but because it's just so easy and comfortable to drive. It's got that great raised driving position that gives you a nice commanding view of the road ahead, and the suspension does a good job of ironing out any not so great road surfaces. That's not at the expense of handling either, and the Qashqai feels very car-like to drive, particularly around corners and bends where there's very little of that roll that you can sometimes associate with SUVs. There's a choice of 4 engines. You can have a 1.2 or 1.6 litre petrol, or a 1.5 or 1.6 litre diesel. The 1.5 litre diesel is still the most popular choice and is another great strength of the Qashqai because it offers some of the best fuel economy in the class. In a sign of the times, this is not the 1.5 litre DCI, but the 1.2 litre petrol they've given me. As Nissan, like the rest in this class, are recognising the swing back towards petrol for city dwellers who don't quite do the mileage to warrant a diesel, but still want to avail of low running costs. It's quite a capable one too, and 115 PS makes it feel nippy enough in most urban driving situations. And the claimed fuel economy of 5.8 litres per 100 kilometres is actually pretty decent considering the size. Reliability and resale values are 2 more areas that you won't need to worry about with this car. The constant demand for them on the used market means you'll never struggle to get rid of it if you do decide to change, and the brand has a reputation for producing well-built and long-lasting vehicles that rarely give trouble if you look after them right. That is not to say it should be the default choice anymore, and if you're in the market for an SUV at the moment, choice is one thing that you certainly won't be lacking. So our advice is decide what's important and do your research. You can check out some of those competitors here and here, and to keep up to date with all the latest models to hit the market, don't forget to subscribe here.